The Russian invasion of Ukraine, which began in February 2022, has continued to be a significant global event in the years that have followed. The conflict has seen various phases, from initial rapid advances by Russian forces to staunch Ukrainian resistance, and a series of complex geopolitical maneuvers. As of now, the war is marked by a stalemate in many regions, with neither side achieving a decisive victory. The early days of the invasion were characterized by Russia's attempts to quickly seize key Ukrainian cities, including the capital, Kyiv. However, Ukrainian forces mounted a fierce defense, bolstered by Western military aid and intelligence support. This initial phase ended with Russian troops withdrawing from northern Ukraine and concentrating their efforts on the eastern and southern regions, where they have had more success. The conflict has caused a humanitarian crisis, with millions of Ukrainians displaced and thousands of civilians killed. Cities like Mariupol and Kharkiv have experienced severe destruction due to continuous shelling and bombardment. The Ukrainian government has accused Russian forces of committing numerous war crimes, allegations that have been supported by international observers and human rights organizations. The international community's response has been multifaceted. Western countries have imposed extensive sanctions on Russia, targeting its economy and political elite. These sanctions aim to pressure Russia to cease its military activities, but have also contributed to global economic instability, particularly in energy markets. NATO has increased its presence in Eastern Europe, with member states providing ongoing support to Ukraine in the form of weapons, training, and financial aid. Diplomatic efforts to resolve the conflict have so far been unsuccessful. Various rounds of negotiations have taken place, often mediated by neutral countries or international organizations, but a lasting peace agreement remains elusive. The demands and positions of both Ukraine and Russia are sharply divergent, making compromise difficult. On the ground, the situation remains fluid. Ukrainian counteroffensives have reclaimed some territories, especially in the Kharkiv region, while Russian forces have solidified their control over areas in the Donbass and along the southern coast. The front lines are often shifting, leading to a war of attrition that heavily impacts both soldiers and civilians. The prolonged conflict has also had significant impacts on global geopolitics. It has strained Russia's relationships with many Western countries and driven it closer to other nations like China and Iran. In contrast, Ukraine's ties with the European Union and the United States have strengthened, with discussions about future EU membership becoming more serious. In summary, the Russian invasion of Ukraine remains a deeply complex and evolving situation. With both sides entrenched in their positions and global repercussions intensifying, the prospect of a swift resolution appears distant. The world watches with bated breath, hoping for a ceasefire and the beginning of meaningful peace talks.